Hey, my loves, I hope you all are well. We're going to do a Taurus eclipse reading for you all. So, this, of course, is a collective reading. It will not resonate with each of you guys. So, really use your discernment, take what resonates, leave the rest. Also, for those of you guys that had readings posted on the channel, like on the last portion of the readings, you may have a Taurus eclipse segment there as well if you want to look at your personal reading. But yeah, let's jump in and see what messages we have for the collective at this time. Okay, loves, I'm going to start off with some oracle cards. Divine Angel Spirit Guides, what message do we have for the collective, please, for the Taurus eclipse in November? Okay, so this is a lunar eclipse, guys. And we did not long ago have the eclipse in Scorpio. So as well, if you haven't checked out that reading, I would still recommend you go and check that out because the energies can intertwine and that may still resonate with you also, okay? Because eclipse energies can linger for a while. So yeah, overall, the insight from the both of them may help you to kind of get a conclusive message, okay, for some of the shifts that you may be seeing or experiencing at this time. As we know that eclipses do bring in sudden shifts, changes, unexpected events, breakthroughs, huge choices, you know, things like that. So let's have a look. Divine Angel Spirit Guides, what message do we get for collective, please? Okay. Okay, so before I go to pull any more cards, I am picking up on a very significant message here. And I feel like it has a lot to do. It's funny as well because we've got the number 4 here and the number 2. So again, a lot to do with structure, stability, which that Taurus energy also can represent. But what I'm ultimately seeing here, sorry guys, my heater just turned on, is that if you feel like you're coming to a certain point where you're like, okay, there's some sort of an obstacle, or even if it's not an obstacle, maybe you just feel like it's a point where you could go down different paths or different directions. Maybe you feel like you've come to the end of a point or the end of a phase or the end of a road with something, and you know you're about to kind of embark on a new journey, go in a new direction. You know, your advice here is to sleep on this, get some rest during this time, because you might feel like there are a lot of things happening around you that could make you feel like it's pulling you in different directions. So I feel like you getting a lot of rest is going to help you come up with your own clarity, because as well, you know, you're all on different life paths, you all have different choices to make. But I do see that the more you can try to get rest and keep a clear mind, you will get the clarity to figure out how to best navigate yourself to where you need to go or which direction you want to take that is best for you. Also, what I'm getting here from this message is to try to visualize and imagine where it is that you want to go. So some of you guys, maybe you feel like it's hard to imagine or see what is beyond a certain point. Like, you know, maybe there's something you want, but it's like, okay, I can't imagine what that would look like. I can't imagine how, you know, that would be. So maybe it's kind of, what's the word, keeping you at a feeling of like a halt, where it's like, I don't know if I should go that way because I can't see how that would come together or stabilize. Okay, but there's definitely something here that you want to become a foundation, or you want it to become a structure. Okay, this could be something to do with a foundation, it could be something to do with a commitment, it could be something to do with a work, business, any kind of relationships, or just your own sense of stability, or a foundation within a relationship or within something you're building. But there's something where it's like you want it to stabilize, and you know that you have a choice to make in order to kind of keep the momentum going or moving. Okay. Okay, so we've got activated earth, power places, trust where you're led. So again, earth energy, Taurus energy, this eclipse here, this is literally shaking things up, okay? And it's also going to help you kind of, what's the word? Activate in places where maybe if you felt a little bit um, fixed in areas where you feel like you need to make a decision about or get a move on. Okay, I feel like this eclipse is going to help to activate something within you, or it's going to help to activate something within this area that you want to stabilize in order for you to kind of move forward with something. Okay, also there's an energy here as well of, what's the word? I'm getting like a duality, and I feel like that could become some of the energy from the Scorpio eclipse I'm picking up. But where it's resonating for this eclipse more so is with the energy of, I'm getting a duality in terms of like the stubborn energy, so like the good aspects to it as opposed to maybe some of the limiting aspects to it. So I do feel like that's going to be significant. So if there's something that you are trying to build, something you do want to come, you want to, not only do you want to build it, but you want to build it and you want it to last. Okay, you want it to last a very long time. You don't want to build it and spend all your time doing it and then it comes all crumbling down. You know, it's something that you want to be sure that, okay, if I spend my time building this, this is a good thing to build, or this is something that can last. So I feel like certain things there, you might be getting clarity in order to kind of stay, like to be more fixed with that, or you could be seen as maybe being stubborn about something that you know is the right thing for you to do. And then on the other side, where I was getting the polarity, could be if there's any things or any people or circumstances that you feel like have been stubborn to do with things that are not progressive, or it's not leading towards a stable result. Okay, or it could even just be anything to do with what's the word, anything to do with like dependability, stability, trust, even money. Okay, but there's definitely going to be a need to have self-care, get rest, okay, because this is going to help you a lot with getting clarity, receiving downloads, okay, also like mindfulness meditations, okay, also like visualizing the light come through your chakras all the way down to your root chakra as well. Some of you guys, I see your root chakra being activated as well at this time, which is also probably going to help a lot of you guys with building on top of some sort of foundation that you've been trying to grow. So this could be money. I'm getting a strong money sense because of all this green, but it could also be health. Some of you guys, it's like health. It could be money. It could also be it could be love. It could also be just abundance, you know, so an abundance in different forms, but an abundance in things that are going to be healthy for you. But also some of you guys as well, for some reason the water here is really like illuminated to me right now more than it ever has been in this card. And I feel like this water right now looks so cleansing. And if you do feel, you know, the need to cleanse or be in water, okay, that could have even maybe been following on from the energy of the last eclipse, because I do feel like there could be a lot that you feel like has been happening around you energetically, and it could have just been being in this middle point of like the last eclipse to this eclipse. So yeah, okay. because it's almost like whilst a lot of things are still moving, or a lot of things could have been up in the air prior, but this eclipse I feel like is going to help to bring things onto the ground. It's going to help to ground things. It's going to help to set certain things in stone, put certain things in place. And whilst there are a lot of things that are happening, you may feel like you need to pace yourself. Okay. Thriving. So this is nice. So there's definitely energy here of standing tall. Also, if you see with both of these cards, it's an energy where that both these animals are just literally standing. Okay. And again, both the animals with the long necks here is just really giving me this energy of kind of, you know, standing tall despite, you know, some changes that you feel like could have been taking place either within you or around you. Also, something like you might have distanced yourself from some people, and maybe you feel like you're now starting to thrive a bit better, a bit more. Maybe you feel like, you know, this has been a healthy shift for you. Okay, maybe you cleansed your environment, you cleansed who you let into your space, your energy. Because I feel like here, you could have felt like there was always someone trying to like play with you, and you weren't trying to play. There could also be an energy of someone that you felt like, what's the word? Like they wouldn't really allow you to trust, what's the word? Your kind of own sense of direction. You know, maybe someone that feels like it's better to kind of follow their guidance, but not so much in a space of like advice, but more so like, I'm saying go this way, so go this way, where you may be feeling like, well, yeah, but I know I should go this way. So ultimately, you know that you need to trust your own intuition, and you could take advice, you could take guidance, and if your intuition is in support of that, then that might just give you confirmation that that makes sense for you. But if there's like energies of people that you may feel like are just kind of trying to send you in their own directions here, this could also even be like a I don't know why I'm getting this energy of like, it could even be a parent, but it doesn't have to be for everyone. But it could be something where it's like based upon maybe some past wisdom of maybe how to go about things. Okay, there could be someone that is trying to tell you to go down a certain path because that's what they know, but you may feel like, what's the word? You need to trust where you're led at this time, and maybe you feel like if you kind of keep going, this is kind of you, what's the word? Kind of distancing yourself a bit more. One, so that you're able to actually trust where you're led, and two, so that you feel like you can thrive, and three, so that if you feel like there's just any energies that are, again, it could even just be people wearing masks or what's the word? Yeah, that energy here of, because I'm getting two energies here. I'm getting someone or people where you may feel like there could be some supportive advice here that helps you thrive, and then like people or a specific person where you may feel like they try to undermine your intuition or your inner wisdom, and it's almost like, you know, I'm not necessarily a know-it-all energy, but more of like they could think it's better for you to take their wisdom as opposed to your own based on something, whether it's you know, an age thing, whether it's like, you know, maybe they just think they to be honest, for each of you guys, it could be for a multitude of different reasons, but if it's relevant, then we'll get more clarity on it. But I just feel like you guys are trying to trust where you're led. You know the people that you feel like you can thrive with. You know whose and what's advice helps you to thrive versus what sends you kind of going in different directions. And also, I feel as though, yeah, you know that if you go in a particular direction, because even the direction you want to go down, it's like someone standing on that sign as if to kind of block your attention from going straight ahead, where you know you're meant to go straight ahead, but there could be two other people telling you to go in a different way. And it's like, okay, now I'm at this point. If you go straight ahead, you may feel like you're either leaving these two behind, or you know, it's kind of you showing that you trust in your own wisdom. Okay. So maybe guys, if you had some supportive advice from someone or some people that you feel like has helped you to thrive, okay, maybe this is you kind of, what's the word? Maybe this is you trusting in what you see versus what you feel like some people that either just so happen to be around you, or some people that maybe feel like just because they've always been around you, you know, you have to listen to them versus, you know, something that you feel like is actually helpful. But it could really resonate in a multitude of ways. It could even just be outside. It doesn't even have to necessarily be so much about advice. It could even be someone that like you feel like teases you, you know, when you try to kind of take your own path and trust your own, you know, intuition. Maybe you feel like, what's the word? I don't know. I just feel like for some reason there's people that could be like on an ego thing, trying to be above, or maybe they feel like, oh well, maybe they'll make jokes to make you feel like unsure of yourself, or just to deter you from going in a different direction, because maybe they know that, you know, that would distance you from them a bit. Or that person though, is they are wearing a mask, so they couldn't be hiding their true reasons for why they're doing that. But again, that might be different for each of you guys. So again, use your own intuition, use your own discernment. If it doesn't resonate, don't force it. Okay. And for some of you guys, it might even just be a pattern. It might be a group of people. Maybe you feel like there's some sort of pattern or cycle, or maybe they've all chosen to go this way, and you feel like if you choose to go the way you want, it kind of makes you like different, or maybe you feel like you could get teased for it or something. If it's not that, then it could also be someone or some people kind of that could bring on an energy of making you feel like you're supposed to people please them, if that makes sense. So it's like, okay, if you do what we do and what we've always done, or if you listen to this person, whether it be their jokes or whether it be whatever it is that they are, whatever it is that they feel like they know, even if you feel like that would only send you backwards, it's something like that. It's like there could be someone that you feel like they may feel like they have their wisdom, whether that's because of age, whether that there's something specific as to why they feel like they're what they know is a bit above, okay, what you know. But again, I just feel like there's something that you know about what they know that would just send you backwards, and you're trying to go forwards. So maybe you realize that they're kind of in like a fork in the road, and you may feel like if you kind of do what they're doing, you're just going to be at a fork in the road, something like that. Okay, whew. But something to do with this eclipse, though, I feel like it's going to push you forward, or it's going to help you make this decision. And it might even bring in a series of events, people, or it might even be scenarios that you remember or that you think of that might help you to make the decision about where you want to go. Yeah, maybe you might have to look about, like, have I been stubborn staying in a place or around people where it's not helping me to thrive, or it's just sending me backwards. And this eclipse might help you to break through that being fixed in that place or in that circumstance. Also, I do see that for some of you guys, like, if you do feel like, this eclipse clears the way in regards to certain relationships that maybe you feel like were just either keeping you at a hold or trying to send you down different paths other than what you wanted to intuitively go down. I just feel like there's going to be space made. Like, this eclipse is going to be making space. Okay, it's kind of clearing your path in a way. So again, I feel like this could have something to do with you distancing yourself from certain people, or being more in an energy where you feel like you're going to naturally be around or align with people where you feel like you can thrive around them, or people that you feel like, what's the word? There's just more of a sense of freedom here. Yeah, and I'm even hearing like exploration or like, yeah. So, very nice. What else? Let's move these over. We've got messenger. Bringing harmony and balance. Oh, so yeah, I do feel like, yes, this eclipse might also be helping you with restoring a sense of balance within yourself, and this will also reflect externally. But you might even just be kind of looking at different areas of your life and thinking, okay, where could I have more balance here? Some of you guys, it might even be with how you're communicating. For sure. And where it comes to people in your life that you might be feeling like you're at a fork in the road with certain people, I do feel like you may decide to communicate and try to bring in harmony and balance, and this might be a deciding factor to whether you feel like it can thrive or whether you are going to have to kind of go in a different direction altogether. And for others of you guys, if you've already got this insight and awareness, then you may base your decision off of like communication and whether you can have harmony and balance with someone, or with communicating, things like that. Okay. Okay. Embracing. Okay, so again, like I said, it does feel like the start of a new journey, a new chapter, and there might be a lot of new things here that you feel like you are obviously going to have to embrace. And it might even just start off with, again, you imagining what something could be like. Okay, so we've also got observer. You might feel like this new journey is going to make you get noticed a lot more, or maybe you feel like there's going to be certain people observing you, whether this is people that you're moving on from, or whether this is people that you're moving towards, or whether this is some sort of coming into like the spotlight. It could really be anything, but there's something that comes with something that you want to embrace, and it's like an awareness that you're going to have to embrace the other part of it as well. And it could have something to do with you being observed by somebody. Now, I'll give you the two polarities again. So if you feel that this observation is coming from a person that, you know, has positive intentions, or someone that you feel like could be the opposite, I'll kind of give you where their point of observation's coming from. So if this is something where you feel like it's good observation, okay, this is someone that could just be wanting to see if something could transform and become stable, secure, trustworthy, dependable, reliable. Okay, if something can, you know, fit into place and take on this form, take on this structure and last. Okay, this is about things lasting lifetime, if not lifetimes. Okay, so this is definitely someone that might even observe you before they communicate or say something to you. This person might even communicate or send you some sort of a message here. Again, this person being, you know, with a positive intention, I do feel like their message might be quite balanced, or, you know, there might be a sense of harmony here. But this, I feel like, is someone that is observing for their own peace of mind. Okay, so they can go to bed so they can sleep well at night, knowing that they've done their due diligence, they've discerned, they know that what's the word, this can be this can actually turn into like a stable situation that can last and can have all these valuable components. You know, it can be what's the word, um it can it's like once it hatches, it can last a long time. Okay, and there's a feeling of security, trust, safety, protection, all of these things, even loyalty. But what I would say is, I do feel like the eclipse, if this is a positive person or positive intention, and it's something that you're aware of, and you may feel like, you know, maybe this person is observing before communicating, or maybe you're not sure if they're observing, maybe you don't know if they're paying attention. Okay, maybe it seems like they're not sometimes, and I feel like this person could be quite balanced, so sometimes they could be, sometimes they may not be, but for the most part, this doesn't necessarily mean that like they're constantly observing you. It just means that they are they don't want to jump into something without being aware of anything uh first. That would mean, so for instance, because this is about things lasting and things being, uh a good structure, all of that type of thing, this is someone wanting to do their due diligence so that they know that they can trust this. They can trust is a big theme here, okay? But they can trust this, um, and so they feel able and more comfortable to open up and to embrace it, knowing that it will thrive. It's almost like once they've observed it, then there's no doubt, there's no reason for any uncertainty, there's no room for like wondering, like would it, should it, can it. It's almost like that clarity will just allow them to just completely embrace the situation, knowing that it will just thrive. So that looks good. That looks positive. This looks like you could receive some communication, and it's going to be quite harmonious. And I feel like you will receive this quite well. This is something I feel like you're going to want to embrace. Okay. So that's good. Also, this person could have just been prioritizing some rest and some well-being and things as well. Some choices and things that they could have had to make within their personal world. But aside from that, the next point, if you feel like this is someone that's observing you, that you feel like maybe isn't coming more from like a positive space, then I feel as though, and again, this is whether you feel like they're already observing you, or whether you feel like when you go towards where you want to go, when you move forward on your path, your journey, you may feel like this would be a result or a byproduct of where it is you're going to go, what it is you're going to do, if not already happening. So again, if this is something you feel like has more, that isn't necessarily with the positive intention with this, they are looking to see if you've transformed something. They're looking to see whether something's ended for you or whether something is secure and solid. Okay, so there's something they're trying to figure out. Like, is it secure? Is it ended? Is it, is it transforming? But yeah, they may feel like you're kind of at peace, and they could be trying to figure out, like, why do you look like you're at peace? Why do you seem so at peace? And they may feel like you're not really even looking at them, or maybe they feel like you don't see them. So they may feel like you're not aware that they're observing you, or if they feel like you are aware, then they could feel like you're at peace regardless. And that could also be making them trying to figure out, like, why you why you so like why do you have such harmony, right? So I just feel like this is someone that just has questions in regarding what's going on with you. And also, this could be somebody that you could have tried to communicate with before from a more balanced space. Maybe you tried to bring harmony to a situation, but maybe you feel like when you was doing that, either they what's the word, you may feel like they weren't concerned with, like, the inner value that you were trying to do, or like the energetic value, something. It's like, whatever, you may feel like it was just about what they could see, or they were just looking at the surface, or they just didn't really acknowledge that, or maybe they didn't reciprocate that, so maybe you just kind of made peace with that and just kind of took your attention away from this person. But I don't know, I just feel like, yeah, there's something where you feel like, okay, you're going to powerful places, and there's a big shift that's kind of helping to align you with this. You may also feel like there's a lot of things right now as well that are like coming full circle. And aside from that, if this is just like not necessarily a positive or opposite situation, but just more so something that you feel like, okay, as you move forward, you may feel like there might be a particular person or people in general that will be observing you. Whether this is like a new job, whether this is an interview, whether this is something being in the spotlight, whether this is you kind of feeling like something will make you different or stand out or the odd one out, or, you know, whatever it is. I do feel like you are trying to trust some of you guys, like your spirit guides, your higher self here, God, the divine. I just feel like you're really trying to embrace your own higher wisdom. And if you see anything that you feel like helps to align you with that, or helps to, make you feel a sense of peace with what it is you're trying to welcome into your life, what you're trying to be receptive to, then I feel like this is something that you also, what's the word, you either trust it, or you have some sort of loyalty to, or you see it as something that can last for you. Okay. But yeah, in regards to like just people observing in general, this could be something that you're trying to find a sense of balance with, a sense of harmony with, and maybe you're thinking about approaching something from like a pure place, but then you could also be thinking about, like, what's the word, the colorful parts of your personality versus like the purer you, or the inner you, and just kind of like what, like the perception versus like what you want to say or show, or I feel like there's a multitude of thoughts that could come up for you, and I feel like it's just going to help you get clarity on which path you do want to take, and knowing, just having a clear idea of what comes with it, what you'll be embracing, and so that you can make peace with things, so you can be balanced about things, and so you can activate. Okay. Because it's almost like once you activate this within, which the eclipse is going to help, it also activates this path for you. So karmic relations. Look, I've been saying polarity like all reading. Soul growth, conflict, Orient energy. Yes, I've been picking up on this polarity energy because I have just wanted to mention like the stubborn, because sometimes we can see stubborn as like a negative word, but you know, if you're stubborn about the right things, then that could just look like commitment, you know? So yeah, it's kind of like just balancing those things out and getting clear on, you know, what it is that will last. But if there are any significant relationships, people, dynamic where you feel like there's just too much conflict, okay, there's not enough harmony, or maybe you feel like things can't be resolved harmoniously through communication, even if you try to embrace harmonious communication, maybe you feel like on their end it's just conflict communication, or there's not enough soul growth on the other person's end in order for you to grow together. You know, this might be something you feel like you might have to make peace with. You know, you may feel like it could be something you may feel like you have to make peace with, or you may feel like this is naturally separating you from certain people, and there might be a small period of feeling a little bit isolated, but then it's like you literally aligning with your soul tribe, and you probably haven't even aligned with all these people yet, you know, whether you've met them all yet or not. Like, I just feel like there's this brief period of isolation and maybe some special contact with, you know, some people that you feel like are lights in your world, but for the most part, I feel like this is an inner transformation, a soul growth period for you before you kind of align with more people in your soul tribe. Because it's literally like the more you follow your intuition, the more that it's guiding you to like your soul tribe and things like that. I'm also getting the energy of like there could be a particular person that you feel like is always bringing some sort of conflict, right? And maybe you feel like they kind of have this demeanor or attitude of kind of being like, you know, why, as in like they don't really know why you're distancing, or they don't really know why the result is the result, okay? And you know, maybe you feel like if you try to explain harmoniously, there'll still be conflict. So there's something where you may just feel like the eclipse is just, you know, yeah, changing that completely, if not eclipsing it out, or just breaking down things that just can help you have your soul growth and to align you with things and people that will come together for you in a more harmonious and balanced way, relationship. Okay. Now, interestingly, I do feel like your soul tribe members, when they do occur to you, because they're going to come different times, okay, they're almost going to come to you as if they have something to present to you. If it's not present to you, it might feel like they have something to offer to you, even if it's just like their warm energy or what they have to say. But it's like the way they come to you, it's like they're going to present themselves to you, and you're going to know by the energy in the communication, okay, that there could be a lot of sweetness and nurturing behind this. So just use your intuition there as well, because I do feel like the polarity aspect is you're going to feel a complete difference between people that you feel like you're having karmic relationships with, where it's just constant conflict, not enough balance or harmony, versus people that you feel like you're able to have more balance and harmony with than conflict. So I feel like the polarity is actually going to help you discern who is actually your soul tribe versus your karmic relationships, because some of these karmic relationships might get eclipsed out, or if not, you might just distance yourself a bit. For others of you guys, you might just try to find a better balance with certain people that you feel like maybe you were overgiving or you were showing up too much or just something like that. But whatever that is, I feel like your time spent around these karmic energies is going to help you energetically discern and feel the difference between those that the universe is sending and the divine and God is sending to you in order for things to come together for you in your soul path. Wow. For some reason, this definitely feels like a soul journey reading. I do offer those personal readings, but yeah, I don't know why this kind of feels like one of those readings. But yeah, any information for readings, anything like that, guys, by the way, will be in the description box below. But yeah, as I was saying, the polarity here as well, you might just start to notice the difference between those you feel like you can have like different things about you guys that can maybe sometimes balance each other out, and sometimes things that could be opposite, but you can still have a harmonious relationship, versus people that you may feel like there's some things that are opposite and there could also be some things that could balance each other out, but you know, instead of it being a harmonious relationship, it's like the things that make you opposite just bring conflict. Does that make sense? So as opposed to it being like a, even if it's like a loving relationship, um you know, it could work well as a nice yin yang, but it's almost like, yeah, if one person is bringing harmony and balance, and you know, one person is having soul growth and the other person isn't, then it's kind of like, you know, you're going to get to this place where there's a fork in the road and something will have to shift. Something will have to shift. And if that's not the other person's soul growth, then it's most likely going to be the person who was already having soul growth, you know, their shift into something that will come together for them. So again, any type of dynamic, guys. Right, so I love that we have milk and honey here as well. This is a very cute card looking at this baby elephant. Some of you guys, you could be like getting in touch with your inner child here. Okay, maybe you might find that if you do have a bit of solitude, you might find some hidden joys or some hidden pleasure in just enjoying this freedom or this space or this bliss. For others of you guys, if there's like a baby, or if you have a baby, or if you're imagining certain things to do with this, okay, maybe you're thinking about 5, 6. Maybe you're thinking about things that you'd want to give to your child, or how you maybe want to play with your child, or you know, just loads of different things you could be thinking about. For others of you guys, or how you want to nurture. But for others of you guys, I do see that there is something you want to give to, that you do want to nurture, and you think it's really sweet, and you know that it requires a change and it will be a new beginning, and this is something the eclipse is going to help you with. I do see, yeah, it's like you're being given a rainbow, okay? You're being presented a rainbow. So I feel like there's something that's going to change for you from this eclipse, and it's going to start something new, and this is going to be beautiful. It's going to be sweet. It's going to be nurturing. It's going to be a rainbow, okay? I feel like the divine has approved this. The divine has delivered this, okay? For others of you guys as well, there could be like an earth angel, or someone, or a soul tribe member, soulmate, that might present you with something, and it's just like bliss, you know? So yeah, just be aware of the different things that happen around the energy of the eclipse and like weeks, few weeks after, of like what makes you feel like you're at a fork in the road versus what gets presented to you that just feels sweet and you want to nurture it. Okay, because that polarity is what's helping you to make these decisions. Okay, if there's something that just makes you feel like, oh, just feel stuck here, like, you know, I want to go straight, but the only reason I'm conflicted is because of like these other circumstances or people, you know, all that stuff we spoke about in the beginning, then, you know, that's already saying a lot. And if you've already built structures with these people, or, you know, maybe you're there out of a feeling of, okay, maybe I need to be, you know, maybe I've always been dependable for this person or people, or maybe, you know, I want them to trust me or vice versa, something like that. But if it's a situation that, can't transform for the better, then that structure might actually get broken down, okay? Because it probably was in a very secure foundation to begin with. And the eclipse might just do that. If not, just help you get clarity on it if it hasn't already. But those dynamics that can be transformed, okay, I feel like you may have already seen the process of that happening from the Scorpio eclipse, if not following on now. So if there's any confusion there, again, I feel like there'll be a lot of things for you to be able to make a decision on, okay? Again, what we're talking about with the communication, and just the, you know, you being able to have, it's like the universe is giving you a contrast to discern. So it's like the universe could have put you around different people, and for you to feel like, okay, I don't really like dealing with this, or I don't really like this constant issue, especially when, you know, if you're not the problem maker, if you're trying to bring balance or peace, and it's like, it's just out of it's just out of your hands, it's out of your control, and you're looking to your spirit guides like, listen, I tried, I don't know, like you know, I tried to change things, but only, you can't just be one person. So, you know, if they don't show up with some sort of change, then I'm gonna have this new beginning. And maybe this is something you were conflicted about, you know, having this new beginning, separating or by yourself, or just in a new space, or new people, or whatever. You're going to see what you need to see. You're going to be shown what you need to be shown. Okay, so just give yourself some time for some rest, well-being, keep a clear mind. You will get clarity. Okay, and you are going to be shown what you need to be shown. There might be something that you're shown that you decide to speak on, which might bring a really good result. Okay. You might see someone that really loves you, that gives you like a very like open, warm embrace, or like a hug. Or if you don't see this person, maybe you speak with them, and like whenever you next see them, there'll be like some sort of hug. But I just keep getting this energy of someone presenting you with something that's just gonna make you feel like so happy, like a giddy baby. Okay. Let's get some tarot, guys, because we've been on these oracle cards for a minute, haven't we? Okay. So can we get some more eclipse messages, please, for my collective? So again, this is you trying to make a decision. You might be conflicted if you're trying to make this decision very fast. Again, remember, this is earth energy, right? So it's not going to be like the quickest of the quickest the quickest of decision making. What? It's not going to be, yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. But it's saying, rather than trying to make a decision quick, focus on getting the clarity. Focus on discerning, okay? Focus on making sure things check out for you clarity-wise. Focus on, as well, thinking about, like, imagining your future, how you want your future to be when you're trying to make these decisions. Like, okay, should I communicate or should I cut it out? Okay, imagine, okay, how do you want your future to be? And then when you're looking at your future, okay, then you have to discern from the present tense, right now in the present tense, is that possible? Now, when you're talking about other human beings, remember, you only have control of yourself. So we're not talking about, can I create something? Can I grow something? No, this is talking about the present state with you and somebody else. Okay. Can I tell this person my truth? And what's the word? Whatever decision is then made, either would it make me run away or vice versa, or if not that, it just wouldn't provoke any sort of conflict or sudden changes that are unnecessary when things are meant to be stable and secure. For some of you guys as well, maybe you feel like there's someone that's like waiting for some communication from you, and maybe you are wanting to, this could be 2 different people, maybe 3 different people. There's someone that you could already be clear on what you want to say, okay? Or there might be one person where you're like, yeah, I'm going to respond, and then there's another person you're like, I don't know, okay? Okay, you could be discerning how people are showing up toward you, how they're presenting themselves, what they have to say, and then looking at it from a perspective of like, how do you feel about it in the present moment, and how do you feel about that, the look of that in your future, and then looking at, okay, does this lead to my milk and honey? Also, I'm just going to say this for some of you guys. I feel like something significant might take place for you guys in the span of like 2 years. Okay, because this has something to do with your future and like people in your future, but like you may like you might get clarity on something or a person. Let me just see what that's about. Okay, so there's some people that you feel like are kind of fixed in your life, and what's the word? Maybe you feel like it's a challenge kind of dealing with it. It could be several different people, and maybe because these are people that are already kind of fixed in your life, you don't have to make this decision too quickly. But you may feel like you'll be able to kind of see a few things, discern, see how the communication goes. But for others of you guys, I'm not going to lie, some of you guys, you've already got the clarity, and you may have already seen something recently, or something, you might see something within the next week or 2 weeks. Oh my gosh. Someone, okay, within the next week or two, if this isn't you that sees this, someone close to you is going to see this. And somebody is going to, okay, there's so much going on all of a sudden, guys. Whoa. I feel like I've just been flooded with downloads. Okay. Like this, I feel like is me right now with the downloads. Like, hold on, one at a time. Hold on. Let me just shift that energy back. So, okay. I feel like within the next span of like a week, 2 weeks, okay, aside from what I said about the 2 year thing, I feel like the 2 year thing is about like your future and, different people that present themselves to you. You're going to have a discernment style, and, I do see a lot of good ideas that will take place for you that you'll pursue in the next 2 years. It could also be like travel. I'm also getting fashion. I'm also getting like, you might do something where you have a job or career that involves some sort of communication or presenting, or some sort of interview maybe, that is like a different lifestyle job, different lifestyle, a lot of different things. Some of you guys, you might want to live abroad, okay? It could take you far away from like people. Some of you guys, you might want to live in a few different places, or maybe you just want to travel a lot, or some of you guys, maybe you're thinking about wanting to be in different spaces, but like feeling like, okay, there's a lot of things that might keep you stuck in a specific location because you need to tend to different things in this location. So you could be trying to cut out your attachments to something keeping you stuck in one location. And maybe you feel like the only thing that's really keeping you somewhere is maybe like people, but maybe you feel like these are people that you mainly struggle with, but there could be like maybe a few people that you feel like, you know, you don't really struggle with them and you have a desire to kind of like in the present to kind of move forward with them, and you're still trying to discern some others, and you're just going to kind of see over the next 2 years with the others like how that is, you know. Whew, okay, now back to the week 2 week thing. Right, first of all, someone's going to send you a message, okay? There could be two different people. Okay, not gonna lie, you might get a good few messages, a good few messages, but I feel like two messages are gonna stand out. The first message is gonna be like, it's clear, you know, you get it, you'll be able to make like a quick choice. Whether you reply quick or not, you're gonna be able to make a quick choice. And I feel like you'll just respond at your earliest convenience. The next message, I feel like it's not going to be clear what you want to do straight away. So you're probably just going to maybe take a few days, if not a week maybe, to kind of get clarity on how you want to pursue something. And these two messages, they don't have to be negative. These could be positive, or maybe you just don't know until you've discerned it, okay? But this is something that it's like, okay, if you make it, once you make a decision, you know, okay, it will take me either one way or the other way. So you know that once you make this decision, it's like this is you kind of initiating this path. So I feel like you are probably going to give yourself a week to get clarity on responding to something that you might feel somewhat enthusiastic about, but for some reason there's some sort of clarity that I feel like you're just doing or gaining for yourself, or maybe you're just busy. Okay, it could just be being busy within that week, and maybe you just want to respond clearly and precisely when you're not like multitasking so much. Okay, so those are the two different people, two different messages that I feel like could be very much so worth your while, or if not that, you just feel enthusiastic about. I feel like something about that message could take you to different spaces, places, or there could be something about play or nurturing or sweetness. And then again, I feel like there could be some other messages that I'm not gonna lie, or communications that are just, if it's not that you've put it to the back of your mind, you just might not be as focused on them. Some of you guys, maybe when you are focused on them, or maybe if you was, maybe you were kind of struggling to keep up with, like, I don't know, this is like you could just be getting your phone could be blowing up, okay? And maybe this is like, you may feel like once you respond, okay, people are just like respond like all these fast responses, and maybe you feel like, you know, you kind of got to split your time between certain tasks, and you know, so people could just constantly want you to just be like present. So I feel like you're trying to get balance for yourself, even in regards to like who you communicate with, when, all of that type of stuff. And also you could be discerning those people that may be, what's the word, those people that actually like listen and take your truth, as opposed to those that kind of like are constantly trying to challenge or fight against you or something, okay? Or if it's not even just that, it could just be like, if you feel like you give some information, or you clear something up, okay, maybe you feel like with certain people it's just like a battle after that. Or maybe you try to set a boundary, and you know, it's like you having to try to to battle and fight to keep this boundary in place, and you could just be thinking like, you know, maybe I just need to keep a stronger boundary and just kind of not put my attention here, you know, because it's just taking a lot of time to even just enforce it. Like, there's just a lot of choices. But for the most part, I feel like you'll get clarity on these choices within like a 2 week point. And for some of the bigger ones that are more like future based, okay, these you're going to be getting clarity, you know, to do with different areas of your future, where you want to be, what you want to do, long-term plans, even like family planning and stuff, career planning, lifestyle planning, living, all of that type of stuff. I see you taking action on a lot of these things in the next 2 years, and kind of like, you know, really putting your all in with some ideas that you had, and you know, that looks really good. So yeah, if this is resonating with you, I do feel like the next 2 years are going to be good, especially if you feel like years prior to this year were just like a struggle, was just a challenge. Okay, there's something about this eclipse that is like clearing the way, like literally clearing the way, where there's just been a constant struggle, to just kind of help put a bit of a separation between the struggle and the harmonious. So yeah, I definitely feel like there's just going to be a natural shift. Okay, if you're making choices more from a balanced, harmonious place, you'll be aligning with other people and circumstances that are in alignment with that. But if you're more in a place of like constant, like a mindset or a clarity of like, you know, you have to struggle for everything and everything has to be hard, and you know, as opposed to an optimistic mindset, more of like a, what's the word, like being angry about having to kind of do the work for your ideas, you know, as opposed to being optimistic about how you could pursue your ideas, and you know, maybe even finding innovative ways about getting things done so it doesn't have to be such a struggle. But there's just something about like the mindset and the approach is going to basically, it's like there could have been some people that were like, what's the word, I just feel like the vibrational space or gap is going to be more clear or more widened. Okay, so like some people are going to be clearly on this vibration, some people are going to be clearly on this vibration, and when you're on one of the two vibrations and then you encounter people on the other vibration, it's going to be obvious because of the polarity. Okay, so it will make it easier to discern in future as well. So I feel like right now it's just saying you get clear on the choices that you want to make, because the choices you want to make is ultimately going to put you where you want to vibrationally be. Okay, so it's more about choice, but where you trying to put yourself, and don't really worry about the rest, because the people that are also choosing that vibration they will align with you. Okay, kind of all at the right time. And for some of you guys, once these people start to come in your world here, you may not even realize it's all just kind of happening all of a sudden, and you might even feel like you're trying to kind of buy yourself some more time. Okay, like it's all coming quickly. So just know that I feel like this shift might shift things quite quickly, and you know, you may even, someone might even ask you, oh, do you want to do something, do you want to go somewhere? You might be honest with someone and just kind of let them know like, okay, I've kind of got a lot going on, and you might just kind of be honest with them. And what's the word, so you guys, you might even reschedule something for like even next year. Okay, or if it's this month, you might have someone actually next month. Okay, so I just feel like it's saying if you do feel quite busy and there's things that you need to personally do at this time, but there's also maybe people that you want to see, you want to talk to, something about, you know, you can be honest, and just, you know, let them know when or what's up. And like I said, if there's people that you feel like you can't really be honest with because they'll just kind of fight your point or have an issue with your truth, then you might just decide to just kind of stay clear from those energies for now. Okay. Whew. What else do we get with the tarot? What else? I like this reading, you know, guys. I really like it. I don't know if it's because it's like the only reading that I'm doing today, and I just feel like I can just focus all my energy on this one reading. So it's just like clear, but or if it's just the actually, you know what, I think it's just the energy of this eclipse. I've been feeling for a while that it's going to be a good ending to the eclipses this year, like a good eclipse ending to the eclipses from this year's eclipses. Anyways, I'm rambling. What else do we get? And obviously, you know, the way the eclipse affects everyone's going to be different, and it's all going to be based on your mindset. If you see things changing, you see it as, oh, this is a struggle, you know, and you kind of feel down or a bit like helpless, or even this could even be like victim mindset. You might feel like things are just becoming more strugglesome, but that if you do start to feel that way, that is just insight that you're receiving, that it might be prompting you to kind of complete some shadow work that was kind of popping up from the Scorpio eclipse energy or the Scorpio season. So yeah, that is also, as we are still in Scorpio season, the shadow work, you know, if any of that kind of rises to the surface, okay. This could even be like fears, uncertainties, self-doubt. You know, it could be anything, you know, these emotions genuinely affect us all, as everyone is human. But again, that's why shadow work is beneficial, because you may kind of want to make a decision and get clarity on the only thing that's making it seem more of a struggle is whatever this like internal feeling is, and that might be for you to take some time, maybe even spend just like a whole week just on like clearing that, or doing that shadow work, right? Because I feel like it's saying, if you have a mindset of like, oh, I don't really want to do the shadow work because it's going to take long and I just want to get everything done quick, really everything would happen quicker if you actually took the time to do the shadow work, because you wouldn't have that as an obstacle, and things would just kind of move forward more smoothly. And it could really probably take, for some of you guys, and whatever this is, it could really just, like I said, it could take a 2-week period. So I'm not even seeing it being that long of a process to where you feel like you're on your feet, you're clear, and you're kind of like, you know, ready to embrace some sort of new change that you feel like is going to clear your path ahead and all this good stuff, okay? Also, that again, what I was saying about the whole mindset with the eclipse, obviously, yeah, you can either choose to see things from like, oh, you know, this is a struggle, why is this happening to me, or give yourself time to get clarity on what's actually happening and try to actually discern, you know, how is this happening for me. And once you get clarity on that, it's actually going to make you feel more optimistic, because you're going to realize that this is all what needed to happen in order for my path to be clear, in order for me to see exactly where I want to go, in order for me to eliminate things that were just going to make things harder for me along the line. You know, it's almost like it's better for it to crumble now than for it to crumble down the line. So it's almost like, yeah, your mindset alone can really help how you feel like this eclipse has an impact on you. Okay. Now, a second thing I want to say, because there's a lot about communication coming up here, there could be like, this is not going to resonate for everybody. So again, if this is not your message, don't force it, okay? It's okay if there's like little parts of the reading that resonates and other parts that don't. There might be messages for like one person and a bit of messages for another person, you know? So anyways, guys, as it is a collective reading, there could be something here about two individuals. Virgo energy, fire energy, or air energy could be significant, but it doesn't have to be. So Virgo, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. It could be someone that, two people, what is going on? It looks like someone is, if this isn't a Virgo, it could just be someone that is, what's the word? Oh, someone that could just be going through a bit of a downtime, okay? And I feel like there could also be somebody else that they may feel like is, there's some sort of struggle, someone struggling to do something with this person, but I feel like this person is not paying attention to what this person wants them to pay attention to. But then also there could be two people struggling to maybe get in contact with somebody. Or what's this about? Let me just clarify this energy here, because this is something that could happen around the eclipse. Okay, whoa, yeah, I knew something was going on here. There could be a dynamic between two people. I feel like there's definitely an earth sign involved here. If not a Virgo, it could be a Capricorn. For some of you guys, if this doesn't happen again right by the eclipse, it could happen up to 2 months after, okay, Capricorn season. But I feel like, you know, again, like I said, the eclipse energies linger, so just be aware, like a lot of things can happen for a series of time. But there's an energy here. There could have been someone that was, oh, let me just move these cards over. Sorry guys, I just realized this isn't in shot. Okay, yeah, this is karmic people, karmic ties, relations. But I feel like there could be two people here that specifically feel stuck or chained to this devil here, where they could have either got stuck in a trap by trying to have like a control situations, people, and now there could be some sort of, you know, struggle, or there could be a dynamic here where one person tried to control two other people. What's going on there, please? Whatever it is, something's gonna happen. Yeah, someone could have tried to manipulate someone's hurt, or someone could have gotten hurt and someone could have tried to manipulate or use someone's hurt. But someone did something, they went down, they didn't make the right choice, okay? They took the bait from the devil and they basically caused some sort of like what looks like intentional hurt to somebody. And they actually expose themselves for not having genuine intentions, okay? Someone could actually see this person as like either a very toxic individual, or someone that's very manipulative, or someone that is controlling, or someone that is just not of good intentions, not of higher vibration, or someone that just has a lot of like demons in their closet, and maybe they need to, you know, do some shadow work here to get unchained, because obviously there's levels to it. But I feel like this is someone that could have been like stuck, being wounded for like cycles, right, where they could have always what's the word, always kind of struggled, because instead of going the route of learning a lesson, they kind of continuously make the same choices that either lack truth, integrity, or that involve temptation, or just like, you know, the quick way, or, you know, trying to find some sort of loopholes, or just being selfish and causing hurt to others. Like, so many different things this could be. But because someone's done this multiple times, okay, they could have caused hurt to either multiple people or multiple times, and now someone's stuck with the results or the karma of their choices until they learn a very big lesson. And I feel as though the eclipse is bringing about some sort of lesson here for this individual. If this is someone that you're dealing with, or someone that you've restricted communication with, or set some sort of boundary to, then you may feel like this person is trying to have some sort of control over, maybe trying to reach you, something like that. But I feel like you may realize that, you know, you actually have control over your own choices. So yeah, I just feel like you may feel like you've kind of activated something within you here with this. Okay, and if it's not two people, there could have been three people, or like I said, someone could have tried to have control over two people, or if not that, maybe there's two people stuck in this toxic energy. Two people could have hurt one person, or two people could have tried to have control of one person or hurt one person. Or there could even have been one person in particular that could have been trying to keep someone, if not down, then like stuck to this devil energy, or stuck or attached to like a manipulative situation. You know, whether this benefited this person for someone else to be controlled by someone else, whether this benefited this person for someone else to be chained to a situation that would basically keep them chained or controlled or manipulated. So for instance, it could even be a situation where, let's say if there was like a corrupt authority figure, okay, someone that was like wasn't honest, you know, wasn't using their integrity, trying to control a situation, manipulate a situation. They could have put someone else like second in charge, okay, because they may have felt like, you know, they would kind of enforce some sort of like control or corruption or keeping someone stuck, okay. They thought, yeah, I'm gonna put you as like second in control because you will enforce my, you know, my bad ways basically. And if that's to oppress somebody, then like I will, you know, I see that you will help to keep this person in this trap, or you will help to keep this person manipulated or controlled, whatever that is. Yeah, but for some reason it just looks like now there's this like this person is kind of struggling, okay. It looks like they've kind of come out of that energy of like the main person that was in this like controlling authority energy. They've kind of stepped out of that energy, but now they're being controlled by that same energy that they were trying to use to control others. So it's like the devil is basically got them by the balls basically, until they find the lesson that the divine was trying to show them, okay. Because like the divine can set you free, okay, of course, but you need to see the light of the divine and get that truth, and, you know, make action with that truth. Like, because there's one thing about knowing the truth and getting the truth and receiving the clarity, but what do you do with it? Do you take action based upon that clarity? When you think about making decisions in the future, do you consider that truth? Do you use that truth? Do you use that lesson in your present choices to get a new future outcome? That's how you free yourself from these karmic cycles, karmic relationships, traps, deceptions, all of that stuff. So yeah, you may find that there's some people that are stuck in certain cycles, haven't learned certain lessons, you know, whether they manipulated you or others, or maybe tried to enforce others to do the same, that sort of thing. um yeah, if you can see that if they're either one still doing these antics, or two, maybe they're not doing these antics but they're in a bit more of like a sad, hopeless energy now, thinking that will kind of get them the communication they're wanting. You know, they could still find themselves stuck, not really getting the access because they haven't really initiated decisions from a place of having shown they've learned some sort of lesson. Okay, it's just more like, you know, an energy of you know, talking to them if you just maybe was to feel sorry for them. But if you were to talk to them just based off feeling sorry for them, that could cause you a whole tower moment here, because there's no foundation, you can't trust them. And then, you know, why put yourself through a tower moment that you've already learned the lesson from, you know? So the tower moment might actually just be the shift in how your communication or your boundaries with other people, which might actually give them a tower moment. Okay, because some people might get stuck feeling sorry for themselves, as opposed to, or stuck just trying to struggle, or stuck trying to struggle or force their way out of the situation, and kind of just feel like it's quicksand sort of thing. Like they feel like, oh, they're stuck in the mud, you know? So yeah, but I feel like you will have the clarity on all of this. And like I said, there's just going to be people on this side of the vibration, people on this side of the vibration, and it all just kind of depends on whether you're making choices from a place of honesty and integrity. Okay, what else do we have here, please? Because as well, if there's someone that was trying to like manipulate you or control you or hurt you intentionally, and now they want you to feel sorry for them, it's a bit of a, I mean, you probably by nature, I mean, if you feel sorry for someone because you've seen something general, and you know, maybe you naturally feel sorry for people, that's different. But like someone having the approach or the idea that, you know, I'll be free if you feel sorry for me, based upon, you know, if you've had good intentions towards them and they've repeatedly hurt you, that's not a reason for someone to get cleared from a boundary. Okay, because it's about protect, boundaries are for protection. You know, you can feel sorry for someone, but if they're still stuck in this like wounded place, haven't learned lessons from like constant past cycles, and you know, still kind of take the baits from the devil and make all these impulsive bad choices that hurt other people and all of this stuff, like you're just going to have conflict, issues, stress unnecessarily, that leads to no beneficial result other than recurring lessons that you've already learned. So anyways, guys, this is exactly this, wrapping up this cycle. Some of you guys by Sagittarius season, you'll be wrapping up this cycle. For others of you guys, you'll be wrapping up this cycle by the end of the year in Capricorn season. Okay, so I do feel like you are going to be discerning through specific individuals here. You could also be dealing with a Sagittarius or a Capricorn, but it could just be the seasons that we're coming into next. Okay, you might also have to make a decision about an opportunity that comes your way. Okay, this opportunity might give you the opportunity to maybe travel, go somewhere. For others of you guys, it might be, there's something about the temperature, like something about, oh my god, it's so cold. Like as we're getting into, well, depending on where you are in the world, but if you're in the part of the world where it's like winter or coming into winter, then maybe like the weather change, you know, there's just something there, like that prophetic fallacy, where you just feel like, ugh, you know, it's just cold. But I feel like the message here is like, you'll have a better time if you really just try and focus on like embracing like all the different weathers, you know. So even if it's cold, you know, maybe just like wrapping up a bit more, that sort of thing, but like not letting the weather get you down. And for some of you guys, if it's not the weather, it could also be physical circumstances, whether this is like resources, money, people, home, job. It's kind of saying, try not to look at the glass as half empty. Okay, look at it as half full. And once you see it from that perspective, you're going to be like, okay, So what else can I put in this glass here to kind of get it full? And then once you're seeing things from that perspective, it's like there will be something, an opportunity that's going to come your way that will present itself. And again, I do feel like this is going to happen before the end of the year. 5, 5, 10. Something else, it could happen in this month though, within like 2 weeks, or the last 2 weeks of this month, like the start of Sagittarius season. For others of you guys, it might be going into December, but I just feel like there's an opportunity that's going to come that basically is to do with this eclipse, but it's going to help you with your money, your resources, the physical pentacles. There's definitely going to be a change to do with your money, your job, something to do with your where your stability is concerned. The eclipse is going to do something to change it. So it could be an opportunity that, you know, means that you have to move. It could be an opportunity that brings you a lot more money. It could be an opportunity that could give you another income stream. It could be an opportunity that takes you around the world. It could be an opportunity that gives you more time freedom or financial freedom. Or for some of you guys, it might just be an opportunity that you feel like allows you to kind of break free from the matrix, so to speak. So it could just be like some sort of skill that you have, or some sort of something that you're able to do that you feel like you don't have to be reliant upon you know, some of the structures of society so much, or maybe like government or certain things, or there's just some sort of sense of freedom based on a skill that you have, or based on some ideas that you have, or based on some sort of discernment. But I definitely see a shift for the most part. Yeah, if you want something to change within your money or your work or your home, or something to do with your stability, these boundaries that we're just talking about, like that's why we had to talk about all of this. The more that you enforce these boundaries and you keep them strong, all these beautiful opportunities are going to come in. All of these shifts, 5-5 here, big changes here to do with your money, it's all coming in within this like new cycle. But it's like the past cycle is where you had all of these like situations that needed to kind of be eclipsed out or have a boundary. And by you keeping this boundary, it's like you making a decision that like, yeah, I'm ready for this new start. Let's initiate it, this new beginning. Here we kind of have this new cycle, and then it's like new experiences. I really feel like some of you guys, you might get asked to go places during winter. Maybe there's some things that you want to do in winter, but maybe you're like, I don't know if I have like the right clothes, or maybe you feel like, oh, it's too cold. I want to go out, but it's too cold. Or maybe you feel like I want to go somewhere, but like I need some more money. Or maybe you feel like, you know, I want to go somewhere, but I've got work. Like there's something that you want to do, but there's like a but. Okay. Again, I just feel like there's an opportunity that you don't see yet that's going to come, that's going to kind of help you to be able to do what it is that you've been wanting to do, and it's going to be a big change. So it's saying keep your head up. And you know, if there's something you're trying to make a decision on now, but you feel like you can't see how that can happen just yet, give it 2 weeks. Okay, give it 2 weeks. And for some of you guys, give it till next month. Okay, but something is going to expand. And if there's an idea that you've already got, you're already working on somewhere, you actually could be working on something else. Okay, this idea might actually just expand in Sagittarius season. Or if it's an idea that you're starting, or an opportunity that you haven't seen yet that comes your way, then again, I do feel like this will drastically help to improve certain things for you. But yeah, let me see if I get anything else there on that front. Wow, I just saw the star card. So for some of you guys, yeah, oh my gosh, the star card, Aquarius season, Aquarius energy, the next 3 months, guys. I tell you, I can't make it up. It's the only card that flipped over, but I don't know where it's gone now. It's like it flipped over for me to see it. There it is, you see. But yeah, some of you guys, this transition and change, it might happen up into Aquarius, from Sagittarius season to Aquarius season. I feel like some of you guys, you're either going to get a new job, you're going to do an interview that's be successful, or your money is going to level up, or you might, what's the word? You might be picked or selected for a specific opportunity, right? And maybe at first you're like, I don't know if I want to do this opportunity. It's saying give yourself at least 2 weeks to think about it, okay, before making an immediate choice, because you might actually, there might be something that you actually see that actually this might actually go along perfectly with my plan. Right, and not only that, but it might benefit me as well in regards to like some of the value that I can receive or earn. So there's something where I feel like it's telling you to keep an open mind, because an opportunity might come your way. It might even be an opportunity to collaborate with others. You might even like, there might even be a friend here that like says, oh, let's do something. Okay, you might meet up with one friend or two friends. Okay. I'm also seeing something here as well about like a beauty treatment. See, there we have the Star card. So that you could also be dealing with an Aquarius or a Taurus, Libra, Sagittarius. Okay. Okay. Some of you guys as well, you could be trying to make a decision here about either a project or a pregnancy or a collaboration, or some of you guys, you could something about clothes. Well, I don't know if this is someone getting a stylist, or whether this is someone like going to the gym, wanting to like be in a specific body type or size for some sort of clothes, or this could be someone doing some sort of modeling, you know. This could even just be like skin modeling or hair modeling or clothes, something, or you're going to be noticed for something that's like you. So whether it's like, oh, you got really nice skin, or like the work that you do is really valuable, or you know, the way that you look after your hair, or like the clothes or your fashion, or like the things that you manage to grow, or the things that you've accumulated. Like there's something you're going to be noticed for that is going to be valuable. I feel like this is business people. I feel like someone's going to want you to work with them and you'll get paid for this, but I just feel like you don't see this coming. If it's not like a new job where you do an interview and it's like this job can change your lifestyle. We've got Leo energy as well. So I feel like it will require your courage, your confidence. But for the most part, I feel like this opportunity will align with something that is authentically you. So it's not going to be something that's going to actually be too far out of your comfort zone. You just kind of have to expand on a skill that you already have. So do you get what I'm trying to say? It's going to fit very well. That's why I feel like it's saying don't make a rash decision, because something might align more with your plan or your vision than you might immediately think. Sorry guys, there's so many planes flying around right now. I don't know if you can hear some of the ends of my sentences, but I was saying, yeah, if you don't make an immediate choice, because some things might align for you more than you would have immediately thought. Okay, like I feel like for some of you guys, something's going to come in for you. You're going to feel like, oh my gosh, this is like a legit blessing, like a legit blessing. I really feel like for some of you guys, it could be a modeling opportunity, or an opportunity to work, but there's something about the locations, or it could just be a skill that you're good at and it's a very helpful skill. Or you could be the stylist. Maybe you want to style other people. I'm even getting like wedding planning vibes, and there's so much this could be. But either way, okay, if you don't see this coming yet, it's saying keep focusing on what you're doing in this time. Remember, prioritize well-being, guys, and just know that, like, again, within 2 weeks, for some of you guys it might be 3 weeks, but I do feel like something will open up for you, and you just have to be receptive. But for the most part, whatever idea you have, whatever skill you have, or if there's something you're wanting to invest in, okay, I'm seeing that this can dramatically shift your world for the better, and it can have a very good impact on either your lifestyle, your home, your job, your money, your security, your setup, your structure. You just have to have faith. You know, you have to have a lot of faith, you have to have confidence, um, and yeah, like keep water it, invest the time in it, you know, go over your plan and then like show up for it, right? But I feel like something will, by Aquarius season, I feel like you'll feel good about something. You'll feel really, really good about a position that you're in, okay? So just pay attention if you get any financial ideas or lifestyle ideas around the time of this eclipse, because I do feel like the ending of this year is going to be a very ripe time for you to like plant those seeds, water them. If you've already planted those seeds, keep watering them, because this eclipse is going to help you with, you know, your seeds of abundance, prosperity, your money, your foundations, your structures. You might have three physical things that you're trying to focus on. So it could be money, could be work, could be home, or it could be money, could be relationships, could be job. But I feel like three significant areas, or it could just be three income streams, if not two. Okay, or if you're just changing a current existing one, okay, it could just be more money than the prior one, but there's something here. So it would say you just need to keep the faith. Okay, if there's a little bit of a wait period, I don't think it's going to be that long, so don't let the confusion throw you off. Don't let that bring in any self-doubt or any worry, okay? And yeah, stay receptive. So that is lovely. I'm going to leave that there for you guys. I hope that was helpful. I really enjoyed this reading. Don't forget to give this reading a like, guys, if you stayed to the end, if it was helpful, if it resonated. Also, feel free to subscribe if you're new here. And until next time, my loves, take care and stay spiritually charged. Bye-bye.